I just signed up for a website called Leanpub to write an ebook.
I thought that having a popular blog was enough. Why do you want to write a book?
Actually, I am making a book out of my blog.
Who would want to read that?
A lot of the content in my blog archive is still relevant, but almost nobody goes back to read the good posts from anything over a month ago. With Leanpub I can make an ebook out of the good content in my blog.
But would anybody actually buy your book if everything is available for free on your blog?
2 of the best-selling books on Leanpub, Eric Ries's Startup Lessons Learned and the Venture Hacks Bible, are just blogs. All the content is freely available on their blog archives too, but they can sell the ebook versions on Leanpub for $29 and $19.
People actually pay $29 or $19 for something that is free as HTML. People are totally insane.
Look at it this way. Buying the ebook from Leanpub means that you will have it on your iPad, or your Kindle or your computer, since Leanpub books are in all 3 formats. Also, the formatting is nicer, and it is available offline, so you can take it with you. So you may actually read the really good content. Yes, it is available in the blog archive, but chances are you will never read the content in the blog archive, since you will get distracted and go to read Hacker News or Reddit or TechCrunch. So, if buying the ebook on Leanpub makes you read it, and the information inside it is worth reading, then the ebook is worth it.
I don't get it.
Think of it as buying an attention span. Besides, this comparison is true only if you are not doing any editing of your blog content or adding any new content. I am going to use my blog content as the starting point for my book, and I am going to actually write new content and curate, organize and edit my content, not just barf it into one ebook.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Actually, it's pretty easy. I just created an account in a new book. Leanpub made a folder for the book and shared it with me with Dropbox. You know what Dropbox is, right?
Are you kidding? I am a software developer. I have been using Dropbox for years to share files with non-technical people like you.
You don't need to be rude. Anyway, I then put my blog's RSS feed URL into Leanpub and clicked an import button, and Leanpub imported all my blog posts. It even imported all the images.
That is a lot of stuff. You have been writing that blog for years.
Yes, it is. And only about a quarter of the posts were worth keeping. I just used these posts as a starting point, and I am reorganizing them into the order I want for my book. I am also editing some of my posts and I am just deleting all the posts I don't want.
That sounds simpler than what I am planning on doing.
What are you doing?
I am going to write a book about JavaScript for a major computer book publisher. JavaScript is a lightweight language, but I am going to have to use something called DuckBook, which is a way of writing books in XML.
I thought you web guys hated XML. Don't you use something called JSON?
Wow, you actually pay attention? Yes, we do. But I want to write a book, so that I can be a high-paid web consultant and speak at conferences and have groupies.
So why don't you write the book on Leanpub?
I am writing the book from scratch. And I don't like the idea of writing in HTML any more than the idea of writing in DuckBook.
Actually, with Leanpub you write in something called Markdown, which is a simpler way of making HTML. When I imported my blog's RSS feed, Leanpub converted the HTML into Markdown for me. It's actually easier to write in Markdown than HTML. Do you know what Markdown is?
Are you serious? I've known about Markdown for years, since I was reading Daring Fireball, the Apple-focused blog by the creator of Markdown, before the iPod existed or before you had an iPhone.
Anyway, Markdown is really easy. Also, with a programming book like yours, you can even have your code samples in external files. It sounds like even though Leanpub is simple to use, these Leanpub guys are just as geeky as you are. You should seriously take a look at it when you are ready to publish your book. Leanpub even lets you publish your book while you're writing it.
I want to be done my book before I publish it. I am going to write my book in stealth mode, so that nobody steals my ideas.
Are you serious?
Yes. I do not want what happened in the social network to happen to me.
You are writing a book about computer programming, not writing a PhD thesis or creating a startup. Besides, Isn't stealth mode considered to be a stupid idea for startups now, let alone for books? Also, the real danger is that nobody cares about your book and your ideas, not that somebody else is going to write a similar book. So shouldn't you get your book out there while you are writing it, so you can see if anybody cares, and so you can get feedback from your readers?
But what if nobody buys my book?
Then you quit, and you saved yourself the effort of writing most of it. Isn't that what you programmers call fail fast? And what about the open source ideas like release early, release often? Shouldn't they apply to writing a book about software too?
I can't believe you actually listen to me when I am talking about open source.
Well, when you start talking about licenses, and the LGPL and the GPL and the MIT license, I start to fall asleep. But the idea of getting feedback when you are building something seems pretty obvious. The Leanpub guys called their site Leanpub to mean lean publishing, and they talk about how it brings lean startup ideas to writing a book. They have a slogan called Publish Early, Publish Often, which made me think of you. So I thought you would like that, since you are a JavaScript rockstar ninja guru.
Now you are just trolling me.
Yes.
So if I publish my book on Leanpub while I write it, how does this help me?
Well, as a starting point, you can automatically email your readers whenever you publish a new version, so your readers can get updates of your book as you write it. With other self-publishing websites that I looked at, you have no way of contacting your readers, so I don't have any idea how you are supposed to distribute updates to them. I think that is because they are focused on print books and Leanpub only does e-books.
Speaking of print books, what if I want to make a print book out of my Leanpub book when it is done?
Then just put the Leanpub PDF on a site that lets you self-publish print books when it's done. You own the copyright since it is your book. Or you can make a deal with a traditional publisher once your book is done.
But what if a publisher doesn't want to publish my book since it was on Leanpub?
So you are telling me that a publisher would be unhappy about the fact that you had a finished manuscript and proof of traction in the market? Didn't you tell me that publishers are always encouraging authors to get on Twitter and do marketing? To me, it seems like being able to tell a publisher that you have a finished book and hundreds or even thousands of readers would make your book a more attractive bet than someone who is proposing to write a book and is only starting with an outline and maybe a draft of a chapter or two. It sounds like this makes your book a lot less risky to the publisher. Besides, if you publish your book as you write it, you get feedback from real readers, not just a development editor. So, this way, you get a better idea of what your readers are interested in, and what they find confusing or unclear.
That sounds kind of convincing. But how do royalties work on Leanpub?
Leanpub pays a 90% royalty, minus a 50-cent flat fee, on all books. You can choose your price, from 99 cents to $99. So if you sell your ebook for $10 a copy, you get $8.50 a copy. Now, if you sold a print book with a traditional publisher, you would typically get a 10% royalty of the publisher's revenue. So, if the publisher sold the book in stores for $20 a copy, the publisher would typically get about $10 of that, meaning that you would typically get about $1 per copy on a $20 book. So you would have to sell over 8 times as many books with the traditional publisher to be ahead, and that's with the print book costing twice as much as the ebook. Because this math is so bad compared to Leanpub, if you still do want to do a deal with the publisher, you should be able to negotiate better. That is called BATNA, isn't it? Or you can just stay on Leanpub and keep earning your awesome royalty percentage even when your book is done.
It sounds like you don't just like Leanpub, but that you are a Leanpub employee reading text from their webpage.
No, I am a cartoon pig or cat or something that is wearing a striped shirt. And you are a cartoon animal that is wearing the strangest pair of suspenders that I have ever seen. I mean, it looks like a messenger bag strap is holding up your pants. Are they some kind of hipster pants? I don't get it.
Anyway, enough about my pants. I will seriously take a look at Leanpub for my technical book. It sounds like our 2 books are the ideal examples of Leanpub books. I wonder which one will do better?
Who knows? I bet if Leanpub knew, they'd be marketing to just one of us instead of both of us. I guess we'll have to find out how our books are selling as we write them.
Sounds good. I'm going to check out leanpub.com right now. See you later.